Hey Buns, we are now 1 week away from Dawntrail Early Access, and there is a lot of stuff that you can do now to make sure your expansion launch will be smooth sailing. Today, I want to focus on how you can level the 2 new jobs, Viper and Pictomancer, at lightning speed, so you can be level 100 before the paint dries. Keep in mind that there will be maintenance starting 48 hours before the release of Early Access, so you're going to be on a bit of a time crunch if you don't get started on this stuff like over the weekend. One thing you can do right now is prepare some good gear for your Pictomancer and or Viper to use. You can go to this bunny girl merchant near the Crystarium Aetheryte and spend your poetic tomestones on level 80 augmented Crypt Lurker gear. The new jobs will start at level 80, so you'll be able to use this immediately. You want the drop down for melee DPS Ninja for your Viper gear, and for Pictomancer you're going to want the magical range DPS, of course, because that's a caster. Be sure to save some extra poetics though for the Dawntrail launch, because that is when this bunny girl will also be selling the new augmented Crypt Lurker, Viper, and Pictomancer weapons that will be 600 poetics each. And if you're wondering, well, how do I get poetics fast? There's a few things I could recommend really quickly. Keep in mind, with new tomestone changes after the expansion comes out, you're going to be able to trade in your existing causality and comedy tomestones to poetics. But if you need more right now, you can do your daily roulettes, maybe unsync sprouts through content they haven't done. If you know somebody that hasn't cleared a lot of stuff, get their first time poetics bonus. Baja, Zadnor, Eureka, all good, as well as hunt trains. Anyway, that Crypt Lurker gear you buy with poetics should last you to around level 85 or 86 on the new jobs. You could stockpile dungeon or crafted gear in the 81 to 90 level range from dungeons. Honestly, I would just look through which dungeons have cute gear and farm those, because, you know, stats come and go, but glam is forever. You can also get a set of level 90 gear ready. That's scouting gear for Viper, though Viper also has aiming accessories, and casting gear for Pictomancer. You can buy the eye level 650 Credendum gear in Razadhan now for comedy tomes, and its upgraded dyeable 660 counterpart, the augmented Credendum gear. But keep in mind that when the expansion comes out, all of this gear will be purchasable with poetics, and all the other tomes will go away forever. So for me, I do plan to buy the dyeable versions with poetics after launch, because I know that while I'm leveling Viper and Picto, I will be collecting poetics naturally from the content I'll be doing to level. You want the dyeable versions because 2 dyes is good. This gear will be to die for. What to do to level? First things first, prep next week's Wondrous Tales. Okay, so Wondrous Tales. This is a special book from Chloe Aliapo in Idleshire, and it gives half a level for turning in a completed book. But you can actually double up on this if you're smart about it. So here's what you need to do. Go to Chloe in Idleshire and get a new book that expires July 2nd. Finish all of it, get all of your stickers, but don't turn it in until after Dawntrail Early Access comes out. Then you can turn it in and get that sweet Wondrous Tales XP. Then immediately pick up another book from her, do that one, and get a full level for free right from the start. That's going to give you a massive head start. You're welcome. By the way, if you're wondering how this is done super quickly, I just quickly unsync spam a Realm Reborn trial and use second chance points to just repeat it over and over. Also, roulettes, of course, will count in the dungeons. Next, you're going to want to prepare your challenge logs. Challenge log, hopefully you have it unlocked. I've heard horror stories of people not having it unlocked until they heard me mention it in a video. Challenge log is a book of tasks that has a weekly reset and gives you mega XP for various challenges within it. But you have to be really careful on which job you finish the challenge on, because whatever job you happen to be playing when the challenge is completed is the one that's going to get the XP. So this means that on the week of launch, that week's challenge log, that's June 25th onwards, you want to leave some of these almost done. Not done, but almost done. So feeling lucky should be at 2 out of 3. Dungeon Master, leave that at 4 out of 5. Exercising the Right, 4 out of 5. You know, leave quests. Maybe even do the 9 out of 10 fates for in your fate if you're feeling extra sweaty. Then, of course, whenever you unlock Viper or Pictomancer, finish that last one for each entry and you'll get a ton of bonus XP really fast. The Arcosadra Beast Tribe quests in Thavnair are a good chunk of a trunk load. of experience because they're elephant people. As a bonus, if you turn these in right after the servers open, before the daily reset, that means you're going to be able to go back and do 3 more later that same day, doubling up. So it's going to give you like a huge head start straight up. You can actually do the same trick for pixie quests. Probably will be worth it. You should help the Arcasadra anyway, because they'll never forget that you did them a favor. There are elephants. Let's move on. Yellow side quests, another thing that you can do. Fill up your quest log with 30 completed side quests for Endwalker zones, and then you can turn them in as Viper or Pictomancer. But I mean, look, aside from the big XP you will get from doing that, it is going to feel really good to turn in 30 completed quests all at once. One last thing that you could do is prepare a stack of completed Endwalker hunt bills ready to turn in for Viper or Picto. Now, moving on to, you know, actually leveling strategies, besides all this helpful boosts, you're going to want to unlock your roulettes. The best roulettes for experience are leveling, alliance raid, and front lines. So prioritize those. Main story quest also gives good XP, but has a bunch of unskippable cutscenes, so it can be annoying. If you happen to get stuck with Praetorium, you're going to be in there for 30 minutes, but it's super easy. And the XP you get will be worth it. Trial roulette can also be decent if you get lucky with one that's quick in and out adventure, but good luck with that. Like, it can happen, but it's a gamba. Really, the best case scenario would be you have a group of people together that will spam dungeons with you. Generally, the highest level dungeon available to you is going to give really solid XP, but keep in mind, because we are getting 2 new DPS jobs with this expansion, the queue times for Duty Finder could be long as we all wait for tanks and healers to queue for us. So if the queues are long, duty support dungeons could be an option because that can prevent you from having to sit in the queue. But actually, it's still going to be slower than with players. It might actually be more efficient to farm fates in the open world while you are in the duty finder queue. So I know that there's going to be plenty of people out there farming fates, and you don't have to join their party, but you can follow the train from fate to fate. So there's definitely gonna be a lot of Vipers and Pictomancers on the train. Vipers on the train. It's like snakes on a plane. Anyway, another alternative would be heading into Boston Southern Front. Now, I'm going to show you on screen what you need to do to unlock this if you haven't done it yet, so you can pause if you need. The preferred method is once you're in Baja, you want to go to the second zone called Zadnor and then spam the fates in the third and final area and critical engagements when they pop up. But this is going to require progression through Baja, which you might not even have time to do right now. So I've told you the best leveling methods, but you also want to make sure that you buff up that XP gain while you're doing these things. So first of all, you really will benefit massively from the Azema's earring that comes from the pre-order bonus. That is a 30% XP boost for you under level 90, which is huge. You will also want to have FC buff actions ready, like that's the level 3 XP buff ones. An alternative is the squadron battle manuals from the adventure squadron that you unlock through your grand company. Almost forgot about that they existed, but that is one thing they're still very useful for, is providing those XP battle manuals. Also make sure that you are logging out in a sanctuary. This way you will have rested XP, because yes, you can switch jobs and still have that rested XP apply to the other jobs because it's connected to your character, not your job. Another XP buff that you're going to want to have is from food. So any food is going to give you a 3% XP buff, but I suggest getting good food. Get the eye level 640 HQ food, because this is going to actually buff your stats and help you, I don't know, paint more vigorously. I did make a whole separate video about things from Endwalker that you might want to unlock or do before Dawntrail, and things you can prepare now for Dawntrail, but some other just general quick prep tips that I can give you here. Now, I know this is rich coming from me, but it's advice that I have to share, and it's advice that you're not going to want to hear either. But we need to clean our inventories. It's so bad. Dude, okay. Inventory, retainer inventory, the armory chest, the chocobo saddlebags, glamour dresser. We gotta clean it up. We gotta do spring cleaning before Dawntrail, summer vacation cleaning, because it's a disaster. Tell you what, if you clean your inventory, at me on Twitter, at XEPLA, and do a hashtag clean FFXAV bags. Show me a picture of your clean inventory, because this will inspire me cleaning my inventory too. Together, we're gonna do it. We can do it. We will just delete that which does not bring joy. You might want to consider some spoiler protection methods for yourself, both in and outside the game. This is something that I always recommend when we're looking at a new patch. Do not trust chat in the game. Do not trust other people to not assume that there will be spoilers in chat, that there will be spoilers on the internet, everywhere. Maybe switch your chat to the battle tab. Maybe set yourself to /busy so that nobody can whisper you. Nobody. Go into your name settings and make sure you cannot see players' titles, because they have had spoilers in titles in the past. And stay off social media as much as possible, because if there is a big character death, everyone is going to be talking about it. YouTube can also be scary, but rest assured, I will never put anything spoilery in the title or thumbnails. You are safe here. Dawntrail will also be adding a new feature to add term filters to the game, so you can set certain words or phrases that you do not want to see in any message. So that might be something to look at adding character names into. We also have some events ending. Moogle Treasure Trove event is going away Monday, June 24th at 7:59 a.m. PDT, so make sure you do any last minute tome farming before this goes away. The PvP season will end Wednesday, June 26th. So time is running out to get your Fierce Tyrants attire. You can see, like, I will be blasting through this over the weekend because I'm almost there, but not quite. And to keep in mind that maintenance starts 48 hours before early access release. June 26, 2024, 2 a.m. till June 28th at 2 a.m. PDT. I also recommend that you give ample time to download the new graphics update patch, which will be released on June 26th at 4 a.m. PDT for consoles and June 27th at 8 a.m. PDT for PC users. Also make sure that you are back on your home world before the maintenance begins so that you are not stranded, as data center travel is going to be heavily restricted for the beginning of Dawntrail. So just to prevent any kind of problems with logging in, there's going to be problems no matter what, but to reduce problems, make sure that you're on your home world, not visiting, not data center traveling before the maintenance starts. One other small tip I can give you is to consider picking up a bunch of dyes, especially the dark colored dyes, like dark purple dyes, dark blue dyes, jet black dyes. In my testing at the media tour, I noticed dark purple and dark blue were actually very dark, and in some cases looked more dark than jet black. So if I were you, I would pick up as many of those as I could before this price skyrockets. And pick up any other cheap dyes you can find, because people are going to be doing 2 dyes, burning through dyes twice as fast, so the market might change. Well, I do hope this video was helpful for you and that I've been able to give you some tips on how you can turbo boost these new jobs straight out the gate once Dawntrail early access starts. There's a lot to get done. I'm going to be pretty busy blasting through PvP and, you know, cleaning my inventory over the weekend. Do you have a preference for Viper or Pictomancer, or maybe you're not going for either one of those jobs at all? I still think that a lot of the tips that I've provided in this video are going to be pretty helpful, even if Viper or Picto is not the chosen job that you're going to be going after. I want to thank my Patreon and Ko-Fi subscribers for helping making this channel possible and helping me pay the bills and keep the lights on around here. And especially want to thank my Omega Buns who support at the highest tier. That's Anti-Clockwise, Els, Jeanette B, Pete Wilson, and Christoph Brock. Thank y'all so much, and let me know how you're preparing for Dawntrail. What is on your mind? Are you going to take it slow? Or are you going to try to blast through like I plan to? I'd love to hear whatever's on your mind in the comments section down below. I usually end up maining one of the new jobs, and I have a good feeling that's going to happen again this time, but I'm still not sure if it's going to be for Picto or Viper. Both jobs are really appealing to me, and if you want to know more about those jobs, I did test them at the media tour, so you can watch my videos about Big Viper, my impressions of it, and about Pictomancer, how I felt about it, and also a kind of little explainer I did for how all the different pieces of the job work together that might be interesting for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Obviously, you want the dyeable versions, especially with 2 Dawntrails coming in Dawntrail. Cryptolurker. Not Cryptolicker. How much I felt like it sounded like that when I heard myself say it. You don't want Cryptolicking. That's gross. That's so gross. Cut that. Cryptolurker. That does not roll off the tongue. Hopefully.